Hey everyone, welcome back to Positively Fishing. Today I'm heading down to the Mississippi River to meet up with Greg and Nate to chase after some walleyes and saugers. Greg and Nate have won the Saugerama tournament on the Mississippi River multiple times, so these guys know how to catch fish, so we should have a great day on the water. Let's see how we do. Stay tuned.
There's one. Ouch. It's a nice little sauger. Not quite as big as the sturgeon that Greg just had on, but pretty close.
It's a really big walleye. Is that what you're supposed to say when you try to make it a walleye?
Yep, it helps. It's a sauger.
It's a sauger. Stay tuned. This is just an anomaly because we're away from everybody now. Little sauger? Bigger than the one Paul just caught?
It's not quite bigger than the one Paul just caught. Got one? Oh.
I never thought of using that lure.
Here we go.
Greg is on one right now.
Walleye.
You've been planning that one out for a while.
It just came to me. Room is only good for the first drop. That's a weight lure.
Oh, here, kitty, kitty.
Jimmy.
It's a little flathead, I think. It's on.
Well, there it is.
Uh-oh. Decent walleye right there.
Nice one.
There's one. Nah. Maybe.
Let's go.
Well, I was just about to switch baits, but now I think I'll give my red craw jigging wrap a couple more casts. Get that one back. See if we can get some more. Stay tuned. Here's your positively fishing quick tip of the day. And today we're going to talk a little bit about jigging wraps. Between the three of us, we tried a lot of different baits today, but jigging wraps were by far the most productive baits for us. And when you're fishing a river system, there's a few different ways you can fish them. The way that I fish them the most is I take a short cast up current, and then I give it a pop and reel up the slack. Give it a pop and reel up the slack. And do that until it gets vertical. And then I'm not reeling up slack anymore. I'm just giving it a pop and then letting it drop. Giving it a pop and then letting it drop. And doing that for a while until I get a little bit past vertical, and then I reel in and do it again. That's what I started off today doing. And maybe caught a couple fish, but it wasn't very productive. Another way that I really like fishing jigging wraps on the river is kind of going cross current, where you throw out across the current, maybe perpendicular to your boat, and then you're popping it. And you're not necessarily reeling up slack, you're letting the current walk it down. And that can be a super productive way. The problem is it was pretty busy out on the water today, pretty close quarters, and you can't always take casts that far away from your boat to make that technique really work as effectively as it can. And that brings me to the third option, which is to pretty much drop it straight down, or you can still cast it out, but kind of drop it straight down, and then you're kind of walking it back. So you're popping it, and then it's dropping slower because your line is not vertical. It's actually maybe at like a 45-degree angle behind the boat, working against the current. So when you're popping it, you're not necessarily popping it straight up, but kind of coming forward. And then when it drops down, it's got the resistance from the current, so it's a much slower drop. And that's what I really noticed the fish wanted today. For me anyway, they weren't really going after the aggressive pop and then quick drop. Pop and then quick drop. They weren't really interested in that as much. They were much more interested in kind of a pull and then a really gentle drop back down to the bottom. And a lot of my bites happened when it was slowly dropping down to the bottom, and then I'd feel a tug. A lot of the times when you're fishing these jigging wraps vertical or casting them out and then reeling up the slack, is a lot of times these fish hit when they're on the bottom. You pop it up, the bait drops down, fish grabs it. With the technique that I was doing today, where you're letting it hang in the current a little bit more, the fish is actually hitting it on the drop because it's a much slower fall, and then the fish grabs it. There are different baits you could use for this, but you do need something heavy enough where it's not going to just get washed out in the current. So, like I said, today we were using jigging wraps. We were using the number 9 size. This red craw was my best color, but I know Greg and Nate were using some other colors that they were having a lot of luck on. So next time you're out using jigging wraps on the river, make sure to try a couple different tactics to see what the fish are looking for. Maybe cast it up current and work it down. Maybe cast it cross current and then work it down the current seam. Or let it kind of hang in the current and just keep it at a 45-degree angle behind the boat. Try those few different things to see what the fish are looking for that given day. If any of you have any techniques that you like to do with jigging wraps that I didn't just talk about, make sure to leave those down in the comments below. All right, let's get back to the river. Stay tuned. There's one. Little guy. Just made a little move and catching a few. Pretty small. Hopefully we'll get into some bigger ones. There's one. Ooh.
Just gonna catch that one.
Sorry. Oh, it didn't like that, didn't it? All right, well, that's a little bit nicer. This is my second nicest fish of the day. My nicest fish we caught before we started recording, and if Nate will send me the picture at some point, I'll put a picture of it right here. But this is definitely my second nicest fish of the day. And get back and see if we can get some more. Stay tuned.
Just had to dial one up quick.
Have them on speed dial.
Slowed down a little bit, but we just moved back to a spot that was pretty good. We'll see.
You just splashed me.
Stay tuned.
There's one. Not yet. Oh, there's that. It's actually not bad. I'll just hoist him in. Wrapped around his fin.
That would have played well a couple weeks ago.
Yes, it would have. Yeah, barely got that guy. It was one where I pulled it forward, and right at the end of the pull, it pulled back. Well, this is probably my biggest sauger of the day. Would have been really nice a couple weeks ago during the Saugerama tournament, but I think this one could have eaten the fish that I caught during the Saugerama tournament. But I'm gonna get it back, see if we can get some more. There's one.
You put yourself in the money a couple weeks ago.
Right? Another nice sauger. Forgot what I was saying. My best bait so far has been a red craw jigging wrap. And I don't know, none of this is usable. Stay tuned.
Way to wreck it for us.
I don't think this is a good.
Yes, it
Yeah,
is.
it is. That's going to be one of your bigger varieties.
Did you catch another weird thing?
I think so. Not as big as the last weird thing. Just hold this way.
The tiebreaker is number of shovel nose version, right?
You won't stand still for it. There we go.
Well, that's going to do it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't yet, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It really helps us out a lot. Give us a like and drop those comments down below. And if you're looking for another way to help out the channel, check out our YouTube memberships. We've got 2 different levels. We've got a crappie club and we've got a walleye club. You can check those out below by hitting that join button. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.
Here we go. This can't make the video though, because my wife will see me eating a donut. We're supposed to be dieting for our vacation. Can you edit this out?
Just edit the donut out? Oh, I thought we had a double here. You're gonna see that again. You
Yep.
beat me.
It'll be at the end.
Here we go.
You just never know what you're gonna catch on the Mississippi River.